Hello, welcome to Dash Perception. Today we're talking about high fructose corn syrup, and we're going to go into 10 points on how to make this your diet and take it away from the food that you eat just to try to understand the gravity of high fructose corn syrup. All right, number one, weight gain. So, a lot of studies have been shown that if you're getting high fructose corn syrup compared to the same calories you're getting from sugars, that showed in a study that done in Princeton University that even when they gave mammals like rats, they gave them the same amount of high fructose corn syrup compared to sugars. They found that the animals with high fructose corn syrup actually have high abdominal region in fat, in like a lot of fat around the abdomen. And also they found triglycerides, which is fat running through your bloodstream, also elevated. So it's not normal. It is not like a normal sugar. It is like much detrimental. So that's number one, which was weight gain. Okay. Number two, cancer. So they found out that actually fructose is readily absorbed by the pancreatic cancer cell. That's why even when somebody's going through chemotherapy, they try to advise them to not have any fructose in their diet. Number three is fatty liver. So instead of like normal glucose going through every blood cell and it's readily available as energy, fructose, on the other hand, overwhelms your liver with a lot of processes and actually increase liver fat, so you can have a fatty liver just from eating high fructose corn syrup from cereal and stuff like that. Number four, cholesterol. A study in the American Journal of Nutrition Science have found out that only after 2 weeks on high fructose corn syrup, people will raise their cholesterol levels and triglycerides. But the cholesterol was increased. The bad one, which is the low density lipoprotein, the LDL, was increased higher than the good one, which is the high density lipoprotein. Number five, diabetes. They found out that there is an increased visceral fat and impairment to the blood vessel, which would give it an insulin resistance. So if you're always eating high fructose corn syrup, you're literally ruining your veins and your arteries with fat, so it does not have good innervation and like does not supply blood correctly because it's clogged most of the time. It doesn't have that permeable structure, so it's also solid and rigid. So for that idea, insulin and blood flow on blood cells would not be able to travel fast between the other parts of the body, and that will lead to type 2 diabetes because the insulin is not going up the right way and the body is not going up because the cycle, the circulation of blood is impaired by the fatty cells from high fructose corn syrup and different various options. Number six, high blood pressure. So they found out that if you actually have high fructose corn syrup in cereal or whatever, and then you start to actually have an increase in systolic blood cells. They even gave people 60 grams of fructose for 2 weeks, and they noticed an elevated blood pressure. So they were saying there's multiple reasons on that study that it could be during the increase in uric acid, during the absorption of the high fructose corn syrup would allow a lot of sodium to be absorbed too. Number seven, in heart disease. So they found out that it is cause a metabolic syndrome because, guys, when you're flooding your body with that uric acid, with that toxins, with that overwhelming processing on your liver, with that many toxin that raises the blood pressure, increase visceral fats, decrease insulin resistance. So of course you're gonna have metabolic syndrome. So that will cause low, which is the bad the bad cholesterol to be raised and the good cholesterol to go down. And they're saying even in this 15 years Harvard study, and they're saying it is actually very important for people to watch out their caloric intake from fructose. And they say if you took from 10% of your daily calorie to 25% of your daily caloric intake, you would actually have a twice of the chances to dying from heart attack. So watch out for that part too. Number 8, leaky gut syndrome. So when there is a high concentration of high fructose corn syrup and it would go through your intestine, then it will poke holes in the intestine, and that would allow all the elements and the subjects and the toxins we usually get and eat and goes through our mouths would go literally in our bloodstream. And then you would have a leaky gut, you'll have holes in your intestine, and you wouldn't absorb nutrients the correct way. Number 9, increased mercury intake. So they found out that most of like the 50 brands that is in every home in America have high mercury as well as high fructose. Are they both related? They couldn't say, obviously, but in general, it is healthy to stay away from high fructose corn syrup containing substance. It is better to stay away from that. It is better to stay away from products that does not have high fructose corn syrup, that chips, cereal, whatever you're going through. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. This playlist will be called Nutritional Quality. I'll go through a different amount of food that I know that is horrible and horrific for us. And unfortunately, when I hear a lot of people talking about I'm eating healthy, but it doesn't have the right preservatives, it's filled with glyphosate, and so on and so forth. So I decided to actually transfer this knowledge and make it available for everyone right here on this playlist, on this channel, to give you the best information that I followed and researched for my own purposes, and then for the rest of you guys to benefit and learn from it, because it is bananas how much toxins we're eating every day. Stay tuned, follow, subscribe, and sign to the newsletter. It have everything I said in a PDF form, readable, digestible way, and enjoy. See you in the next one.